Good evening, 49er faithful. The 49ers never disappoint on Monday Night Football, do they? Let me tell you, I am here to celebrate. It has been a little while since we've done a live stream, but I wanted to make sure to come on, celebrate with you, and hopefully get our schedule back on track here. Let's use this as the catalyst. The 49ers beating up on the Arizona Cardinals 38-10. It was a great performance by the offense, wherein I felt you started to see the variance of weapons that exist for the San Francisco 49ers and how that could be an impossible task when we are on track, when we are not shooting ourselves in the foot. It can be an impossible task for defenses to defend all of the various ways in which the 49ers can attack you. You have Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, Deebo Samuel reminds you what he can do with the ball in his hands. George Kittle with a little bit of a breakout game, 4 receptions, 84 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Before I get into it, I want to say hello to those of you that are here already in the comments. Appreciate all of you being here, celebrating with me. If you enjoy the celebration, do me that favor of hitting the like button, letting people know that you love it. Peter Lee is here. Hey, Rob, let's go. Got the W. Niners had a touchdown fiesta. Niners had a touchdown fiesta down in Mexico City. It really was glorious for the offense. Coming back to say we're back in first place in the NFC West and currently stand as the 3rd seed in the NFC playoff picture. I was getting ready for the live stream. I haven't seen the projections of seeding and things like that as a result of the Niners climbing to that 6-4 mark. Did know that it puts us back on top. Got the critical game in Seattle coming up. Huge game. Who would have thunk it at the beginning of the season? Certainly not I. I will say I wrote off the Seattle Seahawks a little too early. I still don't think they're all that. Still believe we'll see a regression to the mean for them throughout the rest of the season, and that leaves the 49ers in prime position to hold on to this first place position that we have right now. Randall Riley, Sneakerhead here on the channel coming in. 4 TDs, 0 picks. Damn good job tonight, Jimmy G. And thank you for staying around. We do appreciate it, man. That turned out to be the right decision to have a safety net. We needed it. Spy Nick Danger says, go Niners. Raphael 562 Niners. Sneakerhead here on the channel. What's up, Rob? Sneakerheads and everyone. Vitamin Protein is in to say, hey, Spy Nick Danger, Jimmy, 7 years ago. Age of Strategy comes in. Rob Shoot, Jimmy, 4 touchdowns. What world am I living in? Why didn't I pick up Jimmy Garoppolo in fantasy football? That's what I want to know, Age of Strategy. I think I started Derek Carr in one league where I had the option for Jimmy. Spy Nick Danger doing the good deed, reminding folks to hit the like button. Peter Lee coming back in of elevation training in the Air Force Academy. Paid off, baby. Hey, all of that preparation, all of the suffering in the cold was what the Niners needed. It steeled them against the Cardinals. They were the mightier foe in this division matchup. Biniam Hail Miriam says, this just the beginning. I actually think this is just the beginning. This team, it does require them to stay healthy. There's no question about that. That's always a caveat, especially when we're talking about our San Francisco 49ers. We are shell-shocked about that. But when they stay healthy, this team is poised to take on anyone in the NFC. I don't know if you all have been watching the Eagles recently, but I will say I think they are very beatable. I believe they are beatable by our squad. Yes, the NFC is wide open, folks. Lycan 4647 Sneakerhead here on the channel coming in with the super chat, and I appreciate that, Lycan. Now, this is what 49er fans knew this offense could become. All these stars, and we are finally using them all to their full potential, taking off like a freaking rocket ship. This is the offense that, honestly, I said this on, I believe it was a mailbag episode a couple of weeks ago. There have only been a handful of episodes over the last couple of weeks. I talked about how I would judge Kyle Shanahan differently now with what we have assembled here if he failed to get this offense on track. because now there just don't feel like there are any excuses. That is evidenced by what we watched tonight. Now, I will, you know me, I'm positive. I always see the glasses half full. I am going to throw a little bit of caution out here right now. I wonder, watching the HBO Hard Knocks series on Arizona, watching the body language of that team, watching them without Kyler Murray out there, listening to DeAndre Hopkins, I just wonder if they are fully bought in at this point. I saw a very clear business decision by the Arizona Cardinals on that second touchdown by George Kittle. I can't recall which defender it was that held up, but he held up. Could have gone after Kittle, could have knocked him out within the 5-yard line. I'll rewatch the tape. Maybe I'm wrong about what I saw there. It looked like he made a business decision, and you start to see that all around the field. And it's that type of change in mentality where you're not fighting for every single yard. You're not laying that extra hit. Guys are not running to the ball on defense. That's where you start to see these tilted games. 38-10 is a butt whooping. 38-10 in a divisional game is embarrassing. This is a home game for the Cardinals. Now, obviously, it wasn't. There were, 80% 49ers fans. How about 49er fans in Mexico? I am here for it. So disappointed I wasn't able to make it out there. But this is exciting. I need to get back to the comments. I digress. Raphael 5629ers coming in with the super chat. Appreciate you, Raphael. Who gets the game ball for the game on offense, defense, or special teams? That's tough. Offense, man, with the 4 touchdowns, I'm hesitant to give it to Jimmy because I did just see more effort from, Debo feels like he could get one. Kittle, Brandon Ayuk. The skill position players felt like they made this game for Jimmy. They made Jimmy look better in this one. I have no problem giving Jimmy Garoppolo his due when he deserves it. He played a very efficient game today, made some great throws, and did not make the critical errors. However, I don't know that I'm giving Jimmy the game ball in this one. I don't think Jimmy wants it. It's got to be someone who's showing the grit. And I really thought that Kittle and Debo encapsulated that most. And BA was damn good. Damn good. Gohira coming in to say tacos for everyone. Yes, tacos for everybody. All right. Starco fan 212 Sneakerhead here on the channel says, why am I not in Mexico? It was a combination of factors. Quite honestly, just in reference to not being on. So I had COVID, 3 weeks ago. And then last week, I did the pregame before the game. And as I was doing that pregame, if you go back and watch it, you might actually see the color drain from my face at points. My stomach went a little sideways. Got a damn stomach virus. Took me out early in this week. And so health has been an issue. And obviously the new position, the job has been the priority, has to be. So with my energy drained from COVID and then getting a stomach virus, some flu of some sort that, let me just tell you, was an unpleasant experience. I'm just now feeling normal in that way. And so, yes, we will definitely I will be at the Seattle game and we will be back with the lives. But that's why I'm not in Mexico. Also because I didn't get my passport renewed. Let's be honest about that. Daniel Garcia coming in to say, what's up? I say, what's up right back. Sean 9519ers, we will get a stream going at some point, my friend. Probably not the post game though. Cameron Blake coming in, Rob, live in Colorado Springs, live in Colorado Springs. That elevation training does make a difference, no lie. The 49ers looked winded themselves, and after having spent time at altitude, that shows me there was complete value to what they did, complete value to it. Absolutely. Jesus coming in, schedule is getting tougher. I still think it presents itself well for the 49ers down the stretch. Let's get into that schedule in just a moment. Robert coming in. Rob, hello, 49er family. Are we feeling that vibe? Feels like next level. I'm feeling the 49ers being back in control of their own destiny. I am feeling this defense getting back to a level, the second halves of these games, just playing dominant football. And it is a complementary style of football where the run game has gotten going. It does complement the defense. They are able to step it up in the second half and really pull away in a couple of these, or at least make it feel that way. Sean, 951 Niners coming in. Rob, can I come in live? Let's talk Niners. Sean, let us absolutely do that. The post game, though, is definitely one for all. I try not to do a one-on-one in that one. Daniel Garcia talking about the Cardinals. They don't want Cliff. There's something to that. I don't know what it is about Cliff Kingsbury. I don't get a weird vibe from him when I watch the HBO Hard Knocks. And honestly, I don't see the players snubbing him there, but you get a distinct vibe that Cliff may not be there for long. Armchair QB1 says, this is the conundrum. It sucks. All my favorite Niners commentators have their own streams going on right now. You guys should mob up and do a roundtable discussion. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I know there's probably Jack is on live right now. Brad is on live right now. Jason Aponte is on live right now. Yeah, there's a lot of content happening for anyone that has this stream open. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you being here and being a part of the discussion, because it is your chats that allow me to keep this topic going. Okay, Daniel predicting, I didn't even get to defense and special teams, but I like this one here. Jimmy on offense, Kittle and Debo as well. I'm more on the Kittle and Debo side, but I like you coming back to it. So let me talk about on defense. Man, that's a hard one to say. It really felt like a pretty complete game all the way around. That's really tough. I want to look into the stats on the box score on defense to see who really stands out as far as making those plays that show up at least in the stat sheet. Fred Warner having himself a little bit of a game. I mean, I have to say my initial gut reaction was Mooney Ward. And man, he is on there with 9 freaking tackles in that. 10 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and 9 solo tackles. Did he allow completions tonight? Was he targeted a lot? Yes. D-Hop is maybe the best wide receiver in the game. Just pure wide receiver, pure hands guy. Hard to actually blanket him. So this is one of those situations where you watch him have success, and I don't attribute that as a negative against Mooney necessarily. Thomas Luttrell says, shoo, it's been a while, playa. How about number 10, 3 straight games without a turnover? I thought for sure he got jinxed today, this week by Akash. I saw Akash on Twitter throwing out there on a David Lombardi quote, hey, he hasn't thrown an interception in 2. If he goes for 3, that'll be the first time in his career. And, Dre pops in to say, hey, way to jinx him. I felt that way, thought it was a jinx for sure, and it wasn't. Didn't have the kibosh on him. No, he was ready. Jeffrey Ortiz says, Rob, what's up? Playoff bound? What do you think? Absolutely. I think we are playoff bound. Lisa coming in with the super chat. How are we supposed to sleep tonight after that kind of dominance on all sides of football? I don't even know, Lisa. I don't even know how you sleep after that. I'm hyped after reading your comment, and so I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep either. It's Monday night. The 49ers are whooping up on a division rival. We are sitting in first place in the NFC West. Our defense, still minus Eric Armstead, still down Javon Kinlaw, both could return, seems to be climbing back into that vaunted defensive category where they are producing at a level that they can win games for us. You're watching on offense, finally, all those weapons coming together. Everything being dangerous. Kyle having his choice where he says to Aikman, I got so many choices. I got so many options. I have option fatigue. He didn't say that. I'm giving him option fatigue. It is ridiculous to try and balance. We got to make sure I get enough carries for Christian McCaffrey. Got to get some action for Debo. Got to get Brandon Ayuk his touch. George Kittle. Maybe I should remember to weave Kyle Juszczyk in there. This offense. Don't forget about Elijah Mitchell, the leading rusher from last year. This offense is stacked. This defense is coming back together. It is a battle-tested team in that early on this season, we weren't performing. We suffered some tough losses. And those types of losses often will steal a team together. They will steal you against outside forces. bring you together, bond you. I always thought that was part of the special nature of the 2019 unit, was the bond that they had as a team. And it happened rather naturally as they got off to that really hot start. Similarly, last year, when we got into the playoffs after beating Dallas, it felt pretty magical. And that magic was associated with a team that had climbed out of precarious situations from just weeks prior. Now, that was a sketchy season where, hey, you needed Trey Lance to come in and win a game that got us into the playoffs. You needed backup players to come in week 17, week 18 to win us a game. Dante Johnson saving us. Colton McKivitz saving us. I hope that's not the case this season. I hope that down the stretch, we have some more comfortable games where we're deciding seeding within the playoffs, not whether we make it at all or not, such that it's not a win or go home atmosphere too early at the tail end of the season. That's my hope. And the 49ers are currently in a position to do just that. I had them going 7-2 down the stretch. I do not think that is out of the question at all. They only have to go 5-2 down the stretch now. So it feels very much within reach. There are games on the horizon that feel tough. No doubt about it. This team has shown they can shoot themselves in the foot, even in a game that they should win. So I'm not going to count every game that should be a win as a win. I see that Raiders game as a great example. By the way, I just want to call out my strategy here on waiting to buy tickets for a game like that one, where all these people that bought the most expensive game in the NFL at the beginning of the season, now the Raiders are, circling the drain. My guess is as we approach kickoff, those are going to be some inexpensive tickets relative to how expensive they were before. It still is New Year's Day in Las Vegas. It's going to be a premium damn cost. Not looking forward to that, but very much looking forward to that game. Let me tell you. All right, let me get into a couple of your comments before we get back into the stats. Truth told, not sold, says Rob. My new saying for the faithful: Shanahan just pulled the trigger. Don't matter what bullet you use, just pull the trigger, baby. So he's got options. It doesn't matter which of those bullets in the cylinder he fires. I like that. I like that reference. Dre Greenlaw getting a shout out for potentially getting the game ball on defense. That would be a good one. Mooney Ward. Certainly Fred Warner had a good game. Of the linebackers, I would give the nod to Dre Greenlaw. Glad that he appeared to come out unscathed. Let me know when the injury report hits. I'm fascinated to see if anybody came out nicked up on this one. Jason Walsh coming in. What's up, Rob? Getting that win, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yes. Randall Riley calling out Jimmy Ward with the interception. Critical. Got to love Jimmy Ward getting that interception. Nikki D coming in. These boys are starting to fire on all cylinders. This is about that time to start peaking, heading towards the postseason. And the thing is, still missing Armstead on D, and the offense is trending. We are headed in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. Headed in the right direction. And yes, Raphael 5629er Sneakerhead here on the channel points out correctly and astutely that the Niners are 4-0 in the MF division. 4-0 in the division. That feels real good to say. Knocked off the Rams twice, got Seattle coming up, back at the Cardinals. Hey, by that point, maybe they're falling off too. You look at the Raiders falling off, the Cardinals maybe falling off. Seattle's the big game. Who would have called that? I'd be impressed if anyone got that right, that the Niners' true competition within the NFC West would have been the Seattle Seahawks. Anyone that called that at the beginning of this season, kudos to you, because most pundits, myself included, did not give Seattle enough credit. They play fundamentally sound football. Pete Carroll gets them ready. He gave them that underdog mentality that a good coach can do when lots of people count you out, but you're a storied franchise, at least in recent memory. Man, got to beat Seattle. That's going to feel good in Seattle. Cisco 1946, Rob Shue. I've been critical of Mike McGlinchey, but I must say he played lights out Cheers, my friend. Cheers to you as well. Cisco 46. Man, giving the due to McGlinchey. Zolksy Williams, Rob, we moved to third in the NFC and got payback on the cards. The payback on the cards is the sweetest. So sweet. The guy that recruited me to where I'm working right now, currently my boss, also a friend of mine, is a Cardinals fan. And yes, I took a little bit of joy. Just a little bit of joy in, calling out the idea that we whooped up on his cards. No, he was a gentleman. I did not. I tend not to gloat. He was a gentleman and said, hey, great game. I nodded, tipped my cap. Hopefully he doesn't see this where I am kind of rubbing it in a little bit. Raphael 5629ers sneakerhead here on the channel says the 49ers had another second half shutout. I'm telling you, this defense is cooking. Again, I do throw a little caution out there as to just how invested the Cardinals were in the second half. Anybody else get that body language vibe out of some of the Cardinals players that maybe they just weren't fully invested in this game come the fourth quarter? Jason Walsh says, yes, finally, it all really clicked for the offense. Absolutely nailed it. Yes, it was fantastic. Luke Luna, sneakerhead here on the channel, says, Jimmy G, team vibes. I'm telling you, it was a good one. Randall Riley, sneakerhead, says, remember, this Cardinals team has had our number the past 4 to 5 seasons. Division games are always tough, except tonight. This one wasn't. It started out pretty close, and then we blew it open. Rigger 49er says, Rob, complete team win. Yeah, how about the special teams and Mitch Wishnowski punting those down inside the 10? I mean, the one from Tarvarius Moore where he slid right in the end zone. I think that would have just died on the spot had he not caught it. Had he not caught it and slid into the end zone, I think that ball was going to park right there at the 3-yard line. Man, special teams kicking, offense kicking, defense cooking. Walker Utter coming in. Rob, undefeated last games of the season, calling it now. That's a bold prediction. I'm here for it. Devin coming in. Rob, I do believe this team can run the table the rest of the season. We've got predictions of greatness. Gold Digger says, great win. The NFC better watch out. Darren points out that's 3 second half shutouts in a row. That's incredible. Incredible. Jeffrey Ortiz, Rob, I don't know if you know this, but if you do, I'm sorry. But Jawan Jennings is from Tennessee and is a player. He is a beast. I did know. My phrasing for Jawan Jennings is he plays like a grown-ass man. That is my impression of him, has been since day one. I think that's what Kyle Shanahan likes about him so much. His physicality, the way in which he fervently run blocks. He snatches balls out of the air, and he runs through people. That's a common theme through many of the 49ers pass catchers and their backs at this point. Daniel Garcia, hopefully Greenlaw is okay. Yes, he seemed to be getting dinged up multiple times in the contest. Again, if you hear the update afterward in the presser, please inform me. Dustin Kohler in the building. Jimmy G, the hometown boy. Next time you and Amanda see Jimmy, you give him a high five for this one, Dustin. Please do. Luke Walsh says, Rob Shute, Jimmy Garoppolo played disciplined football. Yeah, he was balling out there. No question. I wasn't like a gunslinger, Jimmy. It was a highly efficient Jimmy. He was wheeling. He was dealing. He was the point guard. He was John Stockton in this one. And that's what we need down the stretch. Darren Worthington pointing out, I do love the fact that this was an away game. It was, and it felt like a home game because that stadium was primarily 49ers fans. The faithful were out and about. Man, I really do wish I had been there. I've gotten out the pins. I have to put in this season's pins. We got the Bears. Come on, focus on that. It doesn't want to focus on the Bears. There it is. It doesn't like the Bears. The Falcons. And we've got the Broncos. So, yes, those need to go up, but it would have been nice to throw up a Estadio, whatever that thing is called, Olympia, I think it is. No. Got that wrong. Anyway, the stadium there in Mexico City really would have been nice to throw that one in the map. Have to do it at a future date. A future date. Luke Luna, sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob Shoe. We see Mason can pull his weight if it comes to that. And Womack made it a point to get after the tackles, and we know he's good for takeaways. We have options there. Did see contributions, both from Mason. And Brock Purdy, he's out there making the handoff the wrong way. It happens. It happens. But yes, it was great to see Mason get a few carries. He looked like he was still running hard. Chef Craig's coming in. Rib Slayer owner, Niner faithful in Oregon. That was a good old-fashioned butt kicking. Credit to coaches and team leaders and Rob Shoe. Appreciate the credit. I'm glad that I got some of that. Nick Money Meyer says, Rob, are we a passing team now? Feels good, baby. Let's go. Feels great, baby. Feels great. Jason Walsh coming in. Let's keep this momentum and hold down this division. Let us indeed celebrate the Niners in first frickin' place. Zolksy Williams, joy is all we need. Joy, happiness, fulfillment. I'd be good with those. Gohira coming in, sneakerhead. Rob, is Jimmy doing that for that career year? And could it mean, like Trent Dilfer, Rob Johnson, Joe Flacco, and old school Jim McMahon? Could it mean Lombardi number 6? Is that what we're hinting at? I love it. Is Jimmy going to have a career year? I think it's entirely possible. It would make sense given the offensive weapons around him. This defense, those weapons, Jimmy playing at a high level, a lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. Travis Fowler coming in. Rob, is this a passing team? Maybe it is. No, you'll see Kyle Shanahan dip back into a 40 carry game. No doubt. Bruce coming in to announce David Lombardi said no injuries tonight. We will absolutely take that. And we got Chef Craig's coming in with the super sticker. Much appreciated. Man, I got to get back to the comments. Jaguayo56, sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob, this was a total team win tonight. Great O-line play. Daniel Brunskill getting into the mix. How about that? Blocking downfield. You love to see someone who's not been a regular contributor get action, come back in, and show that they have been paying attention in meetings, that they are fired up to be in there for those snaps, that they are willing to contribute on whatever level you need from them in the game. It's that type of mentality that I think brings together a cohesive squad, one of those units that has that special something I was talking about. Dustin Kohler pointing out, nobody likes the Bears. I tell you, I especially don't after sitting through that monsoon. Bruce coming in with the super chat. Lombardi reported no injuries. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Yes, the Stadium Azteca. That was what was in my mind, and it just wasn't coming out at the time. Wanda Brown coming in with a super chat. Much appreciated. Great to see you, Wanda. Says, I wish the game was still playing. Let's just rack it up. Let's just keep that score headed up the scoreboard. Oh, man. We got some bots. We got to get the bots blocked. Always paramount to get those bots. Yes, hell of a game. Hell of a game. I, too, wish that we could still be watching it, watching that offensive shellacking continue. It's probably good that we don't, though, because we have to play the Cardinals again. And all of this, regardless of how well we beat them tonight, how thoroughly we trounce them, it's not going to have any bearing on the next game. We got to start back over, square one. So better not to give them more ammunition. We did beat the snot out of them, if you will. 38-10 is a whooping. Hell, the Dallas Cowboys had a 40-3 victory. That was the largest franchise win ever in Cowboys history. That's a fairly successful franchise. 40-3 was their best shellacking. This one, 38-10, right? I mean, we know the Niners have had bigger wins than that. We've had bigger wins than that in the Super Bowl. So that's how we roll. We're a little bit different than the Cowboys. But yes, big time beatdown on a division foe. Does that come back into play when we have to come up against them again? Will they remember this embarrassment? Will it motivate them? Truth Told Not Sold says Rob Ray Liotta in Goodfellas in the shower slapping the wall. Jimmy, you son of a bitch. Yes, that's a great scene. Jimmy! That's a good scene. Sorry if I just blew out everybody's speakers, but I'm excited. Armchair QB1, did I see a Wishnowsky tackle? Well, you did. It makes me nervous every time I see that. Mitch, we get it. You can tackle. And in this one, maybe didn't have to. You were pinning those punts deep. We appreciate it. We don't need you getting dinged up. Darren Worthington, Rob, the Niners went to the elevation to practice. The Cardinals wore masks. It turned out differently. I don't know that has a bearing on the game, but the strategy paid off. Jed's millions that were spent at the Air Force Academy, well burned. Well burned. Luke Luna coming in, sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob Shoe Banks. I've been a defender of him as a guy planned to replace Lakin and a guy who played every snap as a starter and didn't allow a sack. Aaron Banks appreciation time. Cheers to Aaron Banks. Cheers to Luke Luna for the call out for Aaron Banks. I'm here for it, man. He got so much flack last year. So much. People have to eat that now. Rich Ryan, Rob Shoe, they should have smashed the Cardinals, and they did. Yes, they did. Feels good to get done what you hope to get done. I was, again, talking to my friend, coworker, boss today about the fact that we have faced Colt McCoy before in a game where you were down a lot of starters that we felt we should win. So I didn't come in with high expectations. High hopes, yes, and the 49ers did not disappoint. Luke Luna says, Rob Shoe, I ate a lot of crow for saying Banks would be good by now. I'm sitting back watching people get on the wagon. Luke, that's when you know you were just a little early to the party and people didn't have patience, and it allowed you to second guess yourself. I've done that myself. And it feels good when you're able to wade through that second guessing and stay with your original premise. And it sounds like for the most part, you did. And now people are having to join you on that correct hill that you died on. Nikki D. Luke Luna, yes, Aaron Banks has made himself a play next to Trent. Might be the best left side of an offensive line in the league. How about that? How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Looking for that super chat. Jason PDSI coming in, says, Rob, long time no see. Sorry about it. Came here from the other Rob's channel because I knew you'd have a big smile on your face, and I do. The Niners are winning. The Niners are sitting in first place. That means this guy is going to be happy. Very, very happy. Rich Ryan saying CMC looks so good as a receiver tonight. His hands are just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Peter Lee, Rob, props to the offensive line. Jimmy's jersey was crystal clean, white throughout the entire game. 0 sacks. How about that offensive line? Much maligned at the beginning of the season. They'll never come together. They'll never gel. They should have kept Lakin. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, you probably could have kept Lakin. But Aaron Banks, that hell of a replacement. Hell of a replacement. Burford, and the strategy of rotating in Burford and Brunskill. There's something to it. This is a cool one. This is a cool comment that I enjoy sharing, and I appreciate somebody taking the time to put it in there. No pasa nada puts in, I just got my dad's ashes last night. Had him with me during the game. Couldn't have asked for a better win. That is cool. Appreciate you sharing that. That's a pretty touching picture to have. And I am happy for you as well that the game ended up being something, real special. And I would point out for anyone that goes through this and potentially has something like this happen, and maybe that next game is a loss. Like, that doesn't color the special nature of spending that time with that connection, the ritual of passing that we have in this lifetime, being able to contemplate the meaning of the connection that you had, that you shared, that has now transitioned to a different state. I just want to say thanks for sharing that. I enjoy introspection, and I feel like that comment hit me a little bit. JMac49, sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob, great to see you. Awesome win. Brandon Ayuk getting his. Yes, he is. I had my dad reach out to me before the game, and he said, hey, who do you think is going off? Is it going to be Debo? Is it going to be Brandon Ayuk? And I was like, well, I think Brandon Ayuk is going to get his, but I really think it'll be Kittle in this one. And Kittle did have himself a game. Turns out I could have picked any of the three. Turns out there was not a wrong answer amongst the groups. They all were feasting, and I'm here for it. Here for it. Nick, Money, Meyer, Rob, looks like we found our identity. Spread them out and throw. A second half throw, Mitchell in and pound it with our crazy defense. Luke Luna, Rob Shue, you know I've been planting a flag in a more balanced offense. Keep Jimmy loose and in rhythm instead of feeling like he has to make a play on third down with his only shot. Keep him warmed up. There is something to not having to come through only in the clutchest moments and having very few opportunities to get rolling, to actually get your rhythm. Stay in rhythm, keep yourself in rhythm, not have to make as many clutch throws, but just making more of them, a higher percentage. Jason Walsh pointing out that Super Bowl 55-10, baby. Yeah, that was sweet. John B., sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob, would you take the Niners over 11.5 wins to finish the season? So that would be going 6-1 or better. Woo. I'm tempted to. I'm tempted to because I really do think the Niners could get to 12 wins. Obviously, it's possible they could run the table. I will say that is a possibility. From what I've seen of this offense in particular, Kyle Shanahan run teams, I do have my belief that there will be a game where we shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit. I know it's frustrating. I'd rather say, no, we've fixed this issue. It is in the rearview mirror. But this is an issue for Kyle Shanahan-led teams that seem to come up on an annual basis in my memory of this regime. So I can see them dropping one. Do I think they're going to do that twice? No, but we have some tough games remaining on the schedule. I'm hesitant to take the over on that. I like my original prediction. I really think we win the NFC West at 11-6, and looking around the NFC probably puts us in pretty phenomenal seeding. I'd be interested to hear, though, are people really jumping on that, hey, like, there's a better than 50% chance that we run the table, people feeling 6-1. Would you all take the over on 11.5 wins? I'm going just under, but I feel like I'm not being my usual optimistic self by sticking to my own prediction. And that's a weird feeling. Seems like I should bump it up a little bit. I'll look at the schedule, see if I can't talk myself into 6-1. Darren Worthington, Rob, do you have another channel you are on? I do not. This has been, there have been some frequent outages on this channel, and it is just a result of life circumstances. COVID got in the damn way, crippled me. A damn stomach virus comes right after COVID. I'm not going to be shocked if I get a chest cold or, the regular flu this time around. The universe seems to be out to get me. It probably has something to do with being back on airplanes much more consistently, traveling for work, and that exposes me and my immune system that hadn't been getting a whole lot of work the last 2 years because I have limited my social circle more in that time frame, certainly over the initial time frame of that. So I'm guessing I'm due for a couple sicknesses. I just wanted to get them all out of the way. Gold Digger 1849 sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob Womack got in on the action as well. Everybody was eating. Yes, everybody was eating, and it was spectacular. Harold Murillo, shout out to the special teams. They were exceptional. All three phases in this one. G-Bone Patron, yes. Found me shoe. Always love from this way, bro. You know this. G-Bone Patron, much love back. Appreciate it. Those of you watching now, do me that favor. Hit that like button if you enjoy the enthusiasm. Get this positivity out to more and more of the faithful. Let's all celebrate, smile, laugh, and win together. David, Sir, Rob, Contract Jimmy is just different. Contract Jimmy is getting ready to eat again. Getting ready to eat again. Jason Walsh, let's go. Yes. JMac49 with the super chat sneakerhead here on the channel. No points allowed in the second half for 3 straight games. Yes. Defense, lights out in the second half. Lights out. Chris Ray coming in. How great did we look tonight? Everybody getting it. Again, I think it was a phenomenal team win, all three phases. And I will throw that caution out there that I'm very excited. I am going to celebrate this win, celebrate the 49ers being in first place. And I hope that the Niners and Kyle Shanahan don't get too high on their horse after this victory, because it did feel a little bit to me as if the Cardinals at the end weren't in it completely. And that has me worried that it will boost the overconfidence there. Hopefully not. Hopefully this is just the scratching the surface of what we are looking to do. Yes, sir. Sean 9519ers, man, we will make it happen. No doubt about it. A sneakerhead here on the channel says, Rob, give me 10 minutes live, sir. We haven't heard from you in a while. Let's go. Sean, we will absolutely make it happen on a non-game day stream. Sean and I have been talking about getting a one-on-one going where it's he and I that do an hour-long stream. I think people would really enjoy it. We will definitely get that on the docket. Not going to be going for too much longer this evening. John B., sneakerhead here on the channel. Rob, take the over on the 11.5 wins. The shoot yourself in the foot games were Denver and Atlanta. Good shot at running the table. I agree. We certainly shot ourselves in the foot with Denver and Atlanta. And you probably should lump in Chicago there as well. Like, I have pins for each of the games that we shot ourselves in the foot on. And was at, unfortunately, all of them. I just don't know that I can count us out from doing that again at some point. It looks as though we have fixed a lot of those issues. We are playing much cleaner football. But as good as Jimmy looked tonight, Jimmy will have a game where he throws a couple of picks. So I foresee us having one or two of those. But if we only have one, then we go 6-1, and then we get to 12 wins. That would be a spectacular finish. 6-1 would be 8-1 down the stretch after the bye. So that would be phenomenal. We don't need to go 9-0 to prove to me how good of a team we are in the second half of this season. Hell, even that 7-2, as I predicted, ending up at 11-6, I still think that puts us in prime position. Thomas Luttrell says, Rob Shue, Brandon Ayuk is wide receiver numero uno in my eyes. He runs vicious routes. Do you think Jimmy is playing loose and not forcing throws, knowing he has Christian McCaffrey as the check down? I do think the Christian McCaffrey check down window is a very real thing. The confidence that must provide that, hey, in the clutch, I just dump it off to Christian McCaffrey. CMC will at least get a couple of yards out of it. That has to give you some solace. Mark Hicks coming in. Rob, congrats from Ohio, buddy. Love you, man. Mark, I love you as well. It's my best friend coming in right here to say hello. Good to see both Mark and Dustin in the stream. It's the holiday season. My love to everyone, but those that I know closest to me get even more love. Mark, appreciate it. Hope you're having a good time in Ohio. We got to get on and do a call soon, my friend. All right. Sean 9519ers. Yes, absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Rohan coming in. What's up, Rob? Good win today. Great win today. We got to get another collaboration going ourselves, putting out that fantastic content. I know that you are. And I got to get some of that fantastic content right here on the channel and contribute some of that onto yours. Darren Worthington, Rob, we've missed you. Nothing but good spirits. I have missed all of you as well. Let me say that health issues, the new position have really eaten into my ability to do this stream on the same consistent basis that I had. Now, I have confidence that it's a matter of learning the new schedule, getting comfortable once again, finding those hours in the day, getting up a little bit early, sleeping a little bit less, maybe fewer dates on the social calendar, although those are the hardest to give up when I am sacrificing spending time with human beings to spend time here. That's the toughest, but I really enjoy this time here. And so we're going to make it happen. We're going to get the schedule down. Keep an eye on the channel to see when we have scheduled programs. And again, we will fall into a routine. 63 Hunter 1. We were on fire tonight. Whole team was. The vibe in Mexico was real. Our team experienced the benefit of it. They clearly carried that energy. Team Cali believes Christian McCaffrey was the missing piece to the puzzle. Jimmy balled tonight. Yes, he did. He was that point guard. Juan coming in. Rob Shue, shout out all the way from Dalton, Georgia. Much love and go Niners. Appreciate that, Juan. I hope you enjoyed watching the game there in Georgia and soaked in that ass whooping, much like I did on the division foe. Peter Lee says, Rob, 3 straight home games, baby. Can't wait. Saints, Dolphins, Bucks. Bring in the energy faithful back at Levi's. Yes, get into Levi's early. Don't go into the freaking mezzanine at halftime. Make it a legitimate home field advantage. We are sitting in first place in the NFC West. Make Levi's a distinct home field advantage like we do in the playoffs. We know, as Niner faithful, we know how to make Levi's the ruckus place that it should be. Is it ever going to be Seattle Stadium where they have encapsulated the noise? No, we didn't make that choice for whatever reason. Jed, I'm looking at you. But we can make it a ferocious atmosphere where the home team has a distinct advantage. I've been there for it. The 2019 playoffs were unmistakable in what it did to the Packers and the Vikings. We've got to make that vibe for this home stand. These are tough games. Saints, that feels like a trap game. Dolphins, Mike McDaniel, revenge game. You better believe with their weapons, that is going to be a tough one. And then the Bucks, Tom Brady coming back to play his childhood team. These are not laughable games. They are all home ones. Let us do our part as faithful to make that stand just a little bit easier. Randy Daytona, Shue, you rock. Randy, you rock. I appreciate you coming in to say that. Jan coming in. Rob, you didn't make it to Mexico? I did not. Didn't get the passport renewed in time. Got the new position. Couldn't make it out to Mexico, especially with the holidays this week. I will be going back to see my folks in Northern California. I will be doing some road shows from Sonoma County with a nice backdrop in there. Won't have the usual crispy mic, but we will have the backup Rode mic that still suffices, and we will certainly get in some shows there. Next one that I'll be at is up in Seattle, driving north from Portland, bringing the mojo. Jizzle83, been loving my Niners since 95 Steve Young, Jerry Rice days. How about that? How about that? David W., I'm with you here. Liked Brendel squashing Buda Baker on the Debo TD. I liked how they showed that 3 or 4 times, and the last one was about celebrating Brendel. Absolutely worth the celebration. Jay Cruz, 49er. Rob, scoring touchdowns instead of field goals makes the world of difference. Hopefully, we have turned the corner there and build on it. Because if we do, then we can beat anyone soundly. We always move the ball. It's a fair point. We start converting those 3 points into 7. Watch the F out. 420 Savage says, David W., that was a bang, bang Niner gang block. That's what one of those is called. That's what it looks like. Drippy Dad says, Rob McCaffrey to open it up, and Mitchell as the closer was nasty. It was nasty. Yes, it was. Mitchell is running hard. Mitchell's running like a guy who sees he's got Christian McCaffrey ahead of him. Was like, I better step it up. I better step it up. Armchair QB1 says, let's make it win 7, 8, and 9. I'm good with that. I like Boshako 0 says, hey, yo, what's going on? How about them Niners? How about them? Luke Luna, I like this. Miami going to be tough. They have speed everywhere. Yes, that's what I see. And McDaniel knows exactly how to attack our team. Exactly. And he's a wicked smart guy. He's just wicked smart. Luke Walsh says, would dig a Sonoma County Roadshow. That's what's happening. That is what happening. Jan, congratulations and happy birthday. It's my birthday and I'm away from work, but hey, the Niners win just like the last time they played on my birthday. We need every 49er game to be scheduled on your birthday. We now have 2 incidences wherein we've got a direct correlation of win to birthday. It feels like causation to me. That's absolutely causation. Gohira says, Sonoma County, that's my territory. You want to meet up downtown Sonoma? Say what's up, hang, get some coffee, get an ice cream on the square. Harold Murillo coming in. Happy birthday, he says. That's headed out to Jan. Happy birthday, Jan. We got Eric Dane coming in. Rob, what's your top 3 Thanksgiving food MVPs? All right, this is critical information here. We've diverged into the food segment of the program. I understand of the close to 200 people that are watching right now. Please hit that like button. 100 are going to drop off as soon as I start talking about food. No, I'm kidding. You are dying to know, what are the 3 staples? First and foremost, let me say the most important dish in any Thanksgiving feast is the stuffing. It is the stuffing, ladies and gentlemen. And it's got to be a good base stuffing that has onions, some poultry seasoning in there. Got to have the good white bread, like almost old, stale white bread. It's got to be broken up in a certain way. I take my stuffing very seriously. The bird is obviously a star of the show. And then this is going to throw you off for being the foodie that I am. But I like the canned cranberry sauce. Turkey, stuffing, canned cranberry sauce. With those 3 ingredients, a little bit of mayo, and a couple other slices of bread, you can make the best leftover turkey sandwiches that there ever were. So those are the 3 ingredients, the 3 that you must have. Luke Walsh says, I moved to Santa Rosa in 63. Man, that is a beautiful area. My folks love it up there in Sonoma County. They are closer to Glen Ellen, but on the way out to Santa Rosa. 420 Savage, we need Armstead healthy. That does complete this defense. It absolutely does complete this defense to have the run stopper in the middle. I think getting Kinlaw back would be big as well. I just don't know what to expect there, quite honestly. Luke Luna, Rob Shue, the last thing I think we need to see from Kyle is him getting more aggressive on 4th and 1.5. Jimmy's 35 for 35 on quarterback sneaks. We can also get one with Mitchell or Mason. That is true. I don't worry about Jimmy getting dinged up really on those quarterback sneaks, but I get it that no need to risk the health. And if you have other options, what better way to keep defenses guessing if you, change it up a little bit. Jesus says, I'm unsubscribed. You started talking about, turkey. I'm out. Jesus, I appreciate your unsubscription for that. And I'm sure we gained a couple of folks from the turkey description. So hopefully we've replaced Jesus here. But I appreciate your patronage. Jan coming in. Gotta have the cranberry sauce. Yes, we do. Jaguayo, I love the enthusiasm. Says Shanahan unleashed the wrath of James Richard Garoppolo. LOL. That is phenomenal. Luke Luna, the sauce. All about it. As am I. All right, this has been a fantastic show celebrating the win here. I'm thrilled with where the 49ers sit right now. We are going to be on with Jack Hammer tomorrow. Going to be on with Jack once on his channel, once on my channel this week. To be determined where that is. Keep an eye on both Twitter, if it still exists in a couple of days, or on the channel. I will keep some notifications of the new schedule coming out. You can always hit the bell notification to get the notification when I go live so that you don't miss the live streams when they do pop on randomly during this more sporadic period. I appreciate Raphael 5629er Sneakerhead here on the channel coming in to say, great show, Rob G-Bone Patron. Thank you, Rob. Hey, thank you to everybody. Luke Luna, Jimmy Playoffalo. Hey, bring it on. Bring it on. Jason says, I'm sticking to my pecan pie. Great show as always. You got to have pie. We were talking about the meal. If we had included dessert, all 3 of my choices might have been desserts. Eric Dane says, great show. Go Niners. Thank you, Eric. Really appreciate it. Jay Cruz says, Rob, you talking about stale bread bits in the stuffing? Damn, bro, that's why you got that stomach bug. Hey, good stuffing needs stale bread. That's the key. Leave your bread out for like a day and a half. Let it get stale, then throw it in the stuffing. I don't think there's much in the way of virus material in bread, but maybe that is the problem. Greg Tame, Sneakerhead here on the channel. Good to see you, Greg. Love the Niners, as do I. Harold coming in. Happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone. Yes, to everybody out there. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. We'll be back on before then, but please enjoy the holidays and stay safe. Nathan Banks. See you next time, Rob. Congrats to our team for getting the win in Mexico City. Bring on the Saints. Bang, bang, Niners. All right, let's get it. Luke Walsh, he says, hit that thumbs up like Ronnie Lott. J Max saying, peace, Rob, stay healthy. I will try. I have been trying recently and cannot. Jan says, say wicked smart sauce in a Jersey accent. I don't even know. I think I default to like some blend of Jersey, New York, and Boston. I don't even know what that was. But wicked smart sauce. That's what I'm going with there. Wicked smart sauce. Does that sound like a Jersey accent? Go here. It says stale, not moldy bread, stale. Yes, that's what you need to know about putting the stuffing in there, making sure that you stale your bread before it goes into the stuffing. I appreciate everybody, all the good spirits, talking about the Niners, talking about food choices, talking about Thanksgiving. It is that time of year. I hope you spend wonderful time with your families, with your loved ones, with fellow Niner faithful. I look forward to spending time with my family, fellow Niner faithful as well. And I look forward to being back on a regular basis with you all. So that's going to happen. Thank you for being here tonight. Until next time. Oh, Daryl coming in with the super chat at the buzzer just to be nice, just to be kind, because Daryl is a sneakerhead here on the channel. And Daryl just wanted to sneak that in right there at the end, right before the buzzer, right before the cheers, such that Daryl gets to ride the final curtain on the way out. Daryl, appreciate it. Cheers to all of you, faithful. Have a good night.